my best friend in the world, and I was nervous that he wasn't, that both of them weren't going to be. Yeah, it's a hell of a thing to direct a movie, and I can't even imagine a hell of a thing to direct Dennis Quaid and Jeremy Irons and Ben Barnes and Olivia Wilde and Zoe Saldana, all these other people. And I thought, I just hope to God that they know what they want, because the quickest thing you could smell out in the director is if they don't know what they're doing, or at least they're not pretending good well enough that they know what they're doing. And I was so happy the first day, because I went, oh yeah, we're going to be fine. And it was really because you guys knew the material and you knew the story you wanted to tell, or at least you knew what you wanted to tell us. What you wanted to tell, and that was just such a nice sort of a pressure off my shoulders, because I was just worried, like you'd be worried about your brothers. It is a really special experience to be around them and to actually have the opportunity to work with them. It's just I'm sure you guys agree, it's a great set. It's a great set atmosphere.
It's a happy set.
It's a happy set, and it's a happy set under very extreme conditions. I mean, it's a very complicated story with not much money and not much time, and
shooting about 7 pages a day.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And having to deal with no momentum. You shoot one chunk and then actors leave, you got a whole other thing. So there's no real rhythm that you can build and sort of that can propel you through a whole shooting schedule. And these guys really created a set that was beautiful. You had a great first AD from Montreal, and yeah, it was a really great experience. Yeah, I was staying on his couch. He moved out to LA before I did. We've known each other since we were 11 years old. And I saw a reading of it. And I remember I was like in the back row. I thought, oh, that'd be so amazing to do a reading of this, let alone actually play it. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. It's really incredible. Yeah, it was Gabriel Macht, read Roy Jansen, and your uncle played Jeremy's role.
Yeah. Why didn't you put me in touch? Why didn't you put me in touch with your uncle? He might have taught me a thing or two about how to play it. You never told me that.
I don't really think this is the time or place. I couldn't believe, Lee couldn't believe like how many wonderful actors were supporting the movie, and it was, I think the thing about independent movies in general is like you never have to question. Everyone is there for the right reason, in an independent movie, and I think that just happened. It just became this like momentum of great actors who wanted to be a part of it, and
yeah, we felt very, very fortunate for our first film to have this kind of cast, obviously.
Well, I got the script, and you get scripts and you kind of sit there a little bit, and I just picked it up one night when I was actually kind of sleepy and thought, well, maybe this would be a great way to go to bed. I wound up just reading it really from about the third page on. I just couldn't put it down, and this such an incredible story, such an intricate story that and the pieces of the puzzle all fit. And when you're reading a script, you always look for the thing the part that you come across is going to take you out of the movie because it doesn't really fit, like it's forced upon it. And everything was, like I said, like a puzzle, so perfectly locked together. And these guys had written this story, and being so young as they are, they wrote a story that it's really kind of, they understood a lot of things beyond their years, and I think it's very universal, and so it was a no-brainer for me. And
we're really fortunate and very humbled, and it's not lost on us that we got to, for our first film, it took a long time, but to make a first film that is so personal.
No one's come forward yet to claim it is there.
They say that. Do you remember, this is probably should say this, but I think you saved the message from both of these guys, and he would call me up and I went over and said, bro, listen to this. It was like Jeremy Irons leading you a message.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons is in the movie. Bro, Jeremy Irons is in the movie.
I was like, no way, bro.
So you're going to be working with Jeremy Irons.
It makes you very sharp. All the challenges you encounter, a lot of these things you look at them and you say, this is going to be impossible, and we were told, you guys are crazy when we went into it with the kind of time that we had to do it. But it makes you sharp and it makes you innovative, and I think Brian and I both felt that was the charge for us, that was the challenge.
These young guys who sort of are taking over the business, you, as an old man, you have to try and keep up to date, keep in with them, and at least if you can't be them, you have to try and be in the same shot as them, as one's career sort of descends into the abyss. So,
Glad we could be there to help, Jeremy.
And for me, it was a question. I mean, the hardest thing was to play somebody that old, because of course I'm incredibly young. I mean, at the moment I have a beard because I'm about to play someone who's also old.
Well, I wasn't really necessarily
Yeah, that's
the
interesting.
younger version of Bradley. And I wasn't necessarily Bradley either. I'm just the writer of this book, and that's the mystery of it. I'm a little piece of, because I'm the writer, I'm a little piece of all of the characters that are in it, and I'm the narrator, and along with everything that goes with that. And it's a mystery about what this writer is going through.
Brian showed me one take, a full take of what Jeremy had done on the scene in the bench, and it was about a 5-minute take of an extraordinary monologue in which he tells almost the entire story of what I was about to go through in pictures. About 30 seconds into that take, I was like, oh, I don't have any more questions. I know exactly what to do now.
And there is just a great physicality between all of them, that there is a connection. You just feel some kind of connection between all the characters and their doubles and whatnot running through there.
It gets blurry who's who. And then he's got that great line where he says, maybe the old man never even existed. Maybe that's just his insecurity.
Maybe it's just a story I made up.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Just like these two guys made it up.
But there was a major change that happened at the end of the movie that wasn't in the script, but as we explored it, it just went this other way. That was very gratifying as to feel to be that part of the creative process of telling the story, and that again shows the confidence that these guys had in letting the film be what the process of making the film be what it is, which is organic and actually alive and paving its own way.
We all do make mistakes in life at one point or another, no matter how smart we are, no matter how much we think we have it together. And those are the things that wake you up at night, and you have to really, it's about forgiving yourself, really.
And there's not, what I love about this movie also is there's not an easy answer as to what you do, how you deal with it. Anxious to get famous?
Anxious to have success and...
No, I feel like I hit the jackpot when I got cast in Globe Trekkers for the Discovery Channel. When I booked a Wendy's commercial, I called my dad. I said, Dad, I'm at a hotel room and there's a balcony, but it's one of those balconies where you open the window and there's just a bar on this side of the view. No,
If
I
you ever get a chance to see that Wendy's commercial,
I have it outside. You'll see it on the way out.
Good performance. Sterling work.
So I've been very blessed my whole life, actually. So no, I've never felt that. I've been able to make a living as an actor is the goal. And then on top of that, to work with people that you love. And at this point, it's just so ridiculous, my professional life, that I'm very grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a kid in Texas at the drama department, and my whole dream was just to make a living as an actor. Whatever that was, and it was very much like what you're talking about. My first set was Toadsuck Ferry, Arkansas, and in the Best Western with a Waffle House across the street. And they were actually paying for it, and it felt good just to be a working actor. And it was about my dreams and about the fire in my life. And from then on, it as you go through your career, I think it's about keeping that fire alive inside you. And today I actually have that fire burning just as much as I did, probably even more in my 20s. Maybe it's because I feel so lucky to still be here.
Because there's an awful lot of stuff that I read, not that I'm necessarily offered, and I think, oh God, more of that. But I mean, like the audiences, I watched a movie last night called Melancholia, and I thought, God, yes, that's why I want to be in this business. That sort of work is just fantastic. And when you see great work, either in film or in the theatre, or you hear great music or see a great painting, that gets my fire going. Or read a good script.
thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
It's a great exercise. I mean, I think anytime you can collaborate and find middle ground, I mean, that's not only good for art or for a film, but for your soul, I think. I mean, it gets to the point that I don't even necessarily know how to talk about it. I feel very fortunate to have a friendship and a creative collaboration like this. It's very mysterious, but it somehow seems to work. We're writing one screenplay for Warner Brothers and Infinitum Nihil and Johnny Depp's company that we're very excited about. So we're going to finish that up and see where it goes.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. It's a great place to come. You get to go ski and and just hang out. I wouldn't call myself a big skier. I'm an intermediate skier.
What was it like working with two directors?
They were like one voice. They really were. They really knew their story, and it was just a great feeling on the set with everyone. It was like a family. Thanks a lot.
Oh, come on. Now. You're taller, bro.
The emotional journey of the character, and I was fascinated with how it all the characters' stories kind of mirrored each other.